Homosexuality is sin. The Bible makes it very clear that it is a sin, that these are unnatural desires.
This is one of the most visible places to be. Where else but Hollywood Boulevard could you be this visible, bold, and proud as members of the LGBTQ plus community?
Trans youth as well.
Go for it.
I'm sorry, yeah. Well, it's really important to be visible. We've always said that, and the trans chorus is a voice for the trans community. We sing so that people can see us standing proud and loud.
Simply stated, there is no such thing as transgender. God made man male and female. That is determined genetically, that is physiology, that is science, that is reality.
And I said, Mom, God made a mistake and put a girl in a boy's body.
What was her reaction when you said that?
You know, I think she said, you're perfect the way you are. God doesn't make mistakes. And in a way, I know I'm not a mistake. I know that this being trans was part of my journey to who I want to be.
I am Eloise. I am 6. I'm a city child. I live at the Plaza Hotel, which is huge and wonderful and très elegant, especially at Christmas time.
This has become the most far-reaching, damaging of all revolutions that's ever occurred because you have completely cut yourself off from reality and from normal relationships. This is the end of your identity. This is the end of your ability to have a marriage that is a real marriage. It's the end of your ability to have a family. It's the end of your ability to connect and to be a part of a society and a culture and have a future and belong. It is a kind of extreme isolation that can be no more extreme. You can't get more extreme than saying, I am not who I actually am.
This month I celebrated my day 365 of womanhood, and Bud Light sent me possibly the best gift ever, a can with my face on it. Check out my Instagram story to see how you can enjoy March Madness with Bud Light and maybe win some money too. Love ya! Cheers!
I should have said it's a year since Dylan Mulvaney said they were a woman, because they haven't had to snip, nothing, even if you think that makes the difference, nothing. Since that deal was signed, the backlash has been huge. You've had drinkers switching to other beers. What do you make of all that?
Yeah, I mean, Dylan has had quite a few endorsement deals in his year of girlhood. And so he was hired to promote this product that is, typically marketed to men, and the Walters suddenly sat up and noticed. But just before it, he was advertising for Nike, and then afterwards he was doing for Olay skin products, which obviously were for women. And he was also at one point the face of Tampax tampons. So you can imagine how women felt about that. So it's all a ridiculous joke, and I think that more people should wake up, pay attention, and if you support women or you are a woman, speak up about this. It's really important.
When we turn this around and turn men toward men and women toward women, we are actually dehumanizing and degrading ourselves. This is harmful, not only to every human being who engages in the practice, but to all of humanity itself when we embrace this inhuman, if you will, approach to human sexuality.
the reality of that lie and deception is so damaging, so destructive, so isolating, so corrupting that it needs to be confronted. But on the other hand, that confrontation can't exaggerate what already exists, which is a sense of feeling isolated in relationships. So you've got to find the fine line between confronting the error of it to protect the person and at the same time providing the love and affirmation that that person needs to be all that God would have that person be.
This is simply how we feel, how we define ourselves in our brain as maleness or femaleness or non-binary, somewhere in between or including of both. Express ourselves as feminine, masculine, or a combination, or trying maybe a third gender expression.
Secondly, homosexuality is harmful because it harms the gospel. Marriage paints a picture of the gospel. And when we turn our idea of marriage into something that is directly opposed to what God says about us and about himself, then we are doing harm. We're doing harm to the message of the gospel. We're doing harm to the name of Christ. So again, it's a false premise. The idea that you can have sinful practices that don't harm anyone. They harm the people who engage in them, and they harm the message of the gospel.